Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse and to episode 5 in our Cheapie Bin series. Today, my special guest is Tom Fox. I've known Tom for years and he loves a good bargain bin. I'm looking forward to see what Tom is going to share today, so stay tuned. But before we start, let's look at some upcoming and current programming on the channel. Check out the first episode in This Is Power Pop, where the panel looks at the first Raspberries album from 1972. Next month, we look at the Plimsouls. In October, the band Fountains of Wayne. Todd, Armando, Davy, and I will soon look at ABC's legendary album, The Lexicon of Love. This 1982 debut studio album by English pop band ABC set the world on fire back in the day. I'm looking forward to this one. And on the Contrarians, Martin, Marco, Todd, and I look at The Doors. This is what I consider the Contrarians' quote-unquote extreme episode. This was just released, so head over to the Contrarians and check it out. Davy Gallagher will join me for the first episode in our upcoming series, That's Total Shite. The first record under attack is Boston's 2013 album, Life, Love, and Hope. This should be something, so stay tuned. Also on August 12th at 7 p.m. we are having another Friday night chat. Remember, these happen every 2 weeks. We will be going live on YouTube and Facebook. Everyone is welcome. I will send out the link as we get closer. Please like, subscribe, you know the thing. Let's get to Cheapie Bin episode number 5 and Tom Fox. Hey, this is Grant with Grant's Rock Warehouse, and today we've got number 5 in our Cheapie Bin series. I didn't really think that this series was going to go on this long, but, it seems to be a lot of fun, and I have a special guest today, a person I've known for eons, Mr. Tom Fox. Tom, how are you today?
Doing great, Grant. Thanks for having me on today.
Of course. Well, you and I love to talk music, and I figured who better to talk Cheapie Bin stuff. And before we did this, you mentioned, like a couple of weeks ago that you been going out in the bins and you've been finding some stuff. And I thought, hey, you'd be a perfect candidate to be on this particular series. So here you are.
Yeah. Definitely.
So what we're going to do is just go back and forth and discuss stuff. Some of this stuff you're going to find interesting because it's going to have something to do with the program that we're going to have later. But I'm going to share a couple of things that weren't actually Cheapie Bin things, but just ones that I found that, one of them that I found that I couldn't believe I found. But I thought I'd bring that up because you never see it out in the wild as I bump my microphone. Yeah. So why don't we start with you? You've been to the bins. What have you got?
I have. Actually, before I get into my real cheapies, I want to share quick 3 cheapies.
You can actually, Tom, we call this a Cheapie Bin episode, but I mean, if you get stuff that
they're just not new cheapies. That's all I was going to say.
Well,
and we're going to talk about them more if we do our show.
Yes.
At the same time, but
this is the one I'm going to talk about.
The only one I didn't get, for whatever reason, I don't know if they didn't have it or I didn't want it or whatever. So
this is like $2.
Yeah, I think these were like
anyway.
Yeah, right. So we're going to talk about those
that's great.
Something. Right. All right. So the first one here, I already flashed the other night in our Friday night chat. Not much to say about it. We kind of talked about it already. I guess the only thing I have to say about it is if it had Shout It Out Loud and Parasite on it, to me, this would be like the perfect Kiss compilation for me. Because that's, me. I like the early stuff. The first 3 albums,
you don't like the first 3.
I don't like them as albums. No. I like the singles off of them,
But I think those were all remixed on there. Sean Delaney remixed all those.
Yeah.
Even the first one. So they might sound a bit better than the...
That's what I'm thinking. Well, anything off of Hotter Than Hell is going to sound better than off that original album. The production. I can't get over the production on that album.
I think that's their best one. Imagine that. But the thing is with that record, the first CD that came out, back when CDs came out, what was that, 87 maybe?
Yeah.
Gosh, maybe even early, 85.
No, it was a little earlier than that, yeah.
The first Hotter Than Hell, they used a bad tape. And that thing just sounds wretched.
Did you have it?
No, I've read about it. Unlike
Yeah.
on the Steve Hoffman forums, that's absolutely hideous. You're better off with the remaster. I don't think the remaster sounds all that bad. So,
I haven't heard the
and,
remaster, so that maybe changed my. All I've ever heard is the vinyl,
yeah,
original.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
it's
have
probably
it. It got
fine.
wiped away in my flood, but I just never replaced it. You know.
The flood,
Yeah,
the
the record,
20-year ago flood.
right? Still
Yeah.
haunts me.
May those records rest in peace.
Right, right. But yeah, we
But
talked about it the other night. I mean, it's got for the first three albums, which I don't have, it's got all my favorite
mhm.
stuff off those, except for Parasite and Shout Out Loud. I'd be
And that
happy
looks
to.
like the first edition. That's not the remaster either, is it? I don't think.
No, this
Is
is
it?
yeah, this is first. Yeah,
Yeah, all those are fine. The Rock and Roll Over sounds really great. I think some
yeah.
people kind of listen to some of those and they actually prefer the original Kiss CDs as opposed to the remasters, but
I've
whatever.
never really done a
My col-
comparison.
well, my collection of Kiss CDs, it all varies. I just if I found the one that was a remaster, I bought it. If I found the old one, I bought it, and they're all mixed up. I don't,
Yeah,
I'm not that
right.
hardcore where I have to have both or
Yeah,
anything.
I'm not either. Yeah. So yeah, so that was a cheapie. I think that was
That's
three
very good.
bucks over at Used Kids. Yeah.
Very nice. What I've got, of course, Tom and I are going to be doing a Morrissey episode where we're going to be looking at the first four albums. What did we say we're going to do? Pick our two favorite tracks
Two
from
favorite
each of
tracks
those.
off each album. Yeah.
And that seems what we do around here. We pick two favorite tracks out of four albums. So I was able to find Morrissey's 1991 record for $2.
Two
And
bucks.
kids, when you're out in the wild, yeah, well, all this stuff, if you look, most of the more I don't think people care about Morrissey. There's hardcore fans, but you can
I
always
mean,
find his stuff cheap.
he was huge. I mean, he even got really big in the United States, but maybe it's just out there. I don't see Morrissey stuff though when I'm hunting around. I mean, you
Well,
see a
you
little bit
gotta
here and there,
just
but yeah,
it's
and I
the
couldn't
right
believe it. I
place at
was
the right
just
time.
Yeah, exactly. I was up at a place up in Canton, Ohio. I think Eddie was at a soccer
Mhm.
tournament, so I just went off and went to this place, and yeah, there they all were, right together. And well, we'll talk about it more on the show, I guess.
Yeah, we're fine. I'm
Right,
writing down Kiss Double Platinum. Um, but this is actually supposed to not be a great record. I don't know. To be honest, Tom, I've heard a lot of the Morrissey solo stuff, but I
right.
don't think I've ever heard this one. And I don't know what I mean. It's Langer Winst. It's Clive Langer and Alan
Live line, yeah, yeah.
Winstanley,
It's a
and
new
that's the
writing
guy.
partner.
They did a lot of work with Elvis Costello, like in the '80s and stuff. And
Oh,
I
that
don't know
makes
if I ever
sense.
really liked their production so much, but whatever. I'm going to listen to it. There has to be
Yeah,
something good on here.
we'll talk about it. Yeah, I mean, it's
I know,
Morrissey.
but Tom,
I
I
mean,
just can't
even
imagine he'd put out a bad record.
well, well,
You know.
yeah. I already got my opinion on that one, but yeah,
Well, we'll talk about it then.
we'll talk about that
So
later.
anyway, people, look for that. That's coming up. That'll be fun. So what else you got, Tom?
All right. You flashed this up at your cheapie. It's funny.
I
Found it
did.
nearly the same time. You too.
Yes.
Zuropa.
Yes.
This, well, you said, you do see a ton of U2 out there. So I don't think
Oh,
that's
it
anything kind of a rare find or anything. But it's
the
probably the one U2 album that I don't have that I actually do like. I remember when this thing came out, I was in Clemson architecture school, and the guy in studio next to me, you're in studio, all day, all night with these people. So everybody hears everybody's music, everything. He
mhm.
got this when it came out and play. I remember I did not like it when it first came out,
See,
you
I
know,
liked it. I think
right off the
Zeropa
bat. And I
and
liked I liked
well, I
October
never
Fever.
heard it before, Tom,
Yeah.
until a month ago. I didn't pay
Oh,
attention to any
really?
of
I
that.
thought you had heard it before.
No,
Oh, yeah,
this is
it's good.
new.
It's a good album. Yeah.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
How to Dismantle Atomic Bomb, the one that came before it,
How to Dismantle. Yeah, that's a good one. I have that.
this. I got this, and this like you can't find in the cheapie bins, and you
I
can't
don't know if
find
I.
this in the cheapie bins. So I
Yeah,
had to
no, I
get
don't.
these like this. I got off Amazon
Those are like the two
because you
latest,
can't.
aren't they?
Well, those are later ones.
Yeah,
The only
right.
ones you can find in the cheapie bins of U2 is everything up to How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb, and then that's probably when CDs quit selling, and then you didn't see
And
those
then they
anymore.
didn't produce nearly as many.
Right.
Right.
So I had to go, like I said, I had to get this off Amazon. And to be honest, once I got this is the first time I ever seen this or this because I just didn't pay attention.
Yeah, right. I've listened to one of those streaming, but I hadn't
Eh,
really delved into it too much. But yeah, so yeah, Super Scala, it grew on me. Didn't like it at first, but
right.
over the years, hearing it occasionally, it grew on me. It's a good album.
Yeah, it's all right. But well, like I said, I still in the ranking series, I still War's my favorite. I can't help it. But Octune
Yeah,
Baby would be second, and then Zeropa, and then probably I don't remember what I did. I
you're
ranked them
not.
all, but shit, I
You
can't
don't like
remember
the
now.
Unforgettable Fire and Joshua
Mm,
Tree.
Unforgettable
None of their.
Fires. What Unforgettable Fires? Where I jumped off the bandwagon.
That's what I got. That's the one I jumped in. Was Unforgettable Fire. See,
See,
so
I was
from
listening
different
to them all
perspectives, I
before
guess.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually took me a while to go back. I mean, I listened to Unforgettable Fire and Joshua
Mhm.
Tree, and then what was it? Octung came after that. I think it was after Octung when I actually went back and started listening to War and Boy and
Mhm.
what's that live one?
October. Oh, Under a Blood Red Sky,
Yeah, Under Blood Red Sky. Yeah,
which I love that.
yeah, yeah. No, they're good.
But
I like them.
The U2 series has totally gave me a whole.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I want to check it out because
Well, you got to be ready for them because they're intense
yeah. All
and
right,
they're
are they?
long.
Oh, okay.
Well, we
There's a
talk a
lot to
lot.
talk about with you too. A lot
It's
going
like
on.
a bunch of it's like a bunch of hens talking. Okay, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
you're up.
Well, the member of this band had just passed away, and I got this at the half price book sale not long ago, and I didn't talk about it, but it was $1, and it's the band. I just thought, wow, God, it's 2 CD set. It's
Two
mint.
CDs.
Yeah. It's a British copy. The Seekers.
I've
Hey
heard
there,
this.
Georgie girl from the 60s.
Is that like a compilation? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
But
great.
this is
Okay, I
before
see
she
Grace
just
Cook
passed away.
Collection.
She
Yeah,
just
right.
passed away, but
I don't.
holy crap, this was $1.
I'm sure I know that song. I just can't remember it. I've heard of them,
Yeah.
the name for sure. They're from
I
the
mean,
'60s.
it's poppy stuff, but I thought,
Right, right,
well, I mean, and it doesn't even look like it's just like it's mint. And for $1, what can I
right,
do?
right.
Why not? Why not?
Why not get you out there hearing some new stuff?
Right. It's
So
cheap.
yeah,
That's the whole idea of this.
yeah, yeah. You never know, and So yeah, so my next one is the Cranberries.
The cranberry. Now you can find that.
This is
That's
everywhere
readily
again.
available. It's
Exactly.
been
But
everywhere.
some of these are not like rare finds. They're just in terms of my collection. This is no need to argue. I think it's their second one. I think it's the one with
Uh,
like zombie
yeah,
on it.
yeah. Wait a minute.
Something else.
Is that the second one?
I think it's
Shit,
the
I don't
second
remember.
one. Is it? But you're right. It's out there everywhere. I've had their first one. Everyone else is doing it. Well, I
Yeah,
got
that's
that when it
good.
came out. Yeah, I've listened. That's like the really only one I've had for years. And this
Mhm.
one, I mean, it pretty much sounds like a continuation of that.
Yeah,
It's
it's a lot.
it's
I think it's a little harder than the one that
a
came
little bit. There's a
before.
couple songs like Zombie for sure. I have listened. To
Mhm.
these.
The first three around here in Central Ohio, you tend to find those
Yeah.
first three Cranberries albums in the bins. There's the one album that's got like them on the photo of like the giant eyeball on the beach or something,
Oh yeah,
like the
yeah. I've never
fourth
heard
or
that.
fifth record. You
Yeah,
don't see that very often, but
yeah. I've
man,
seen it
those
a couple
first
of
three
times,
you
but
can
yeah.
find. Those first three you can get quite easily, you know.
This is only the second one. I mean, I haven't listened to any of the others. Like I said, I always listen to the first one. So listen to the second one now. It's pretty. I wouldn't say it's as good as the first one, but
Mhm.
it's good. It was worth the
It's worth
I think $3
two
I paid
bucks.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, I always see it
yeah.
for $2. Well, this is something I think that you've had that you liked back in the day. But you can find this every now and again in the cheapie bins. But I got this for $2. Lou Reed, New York. Didn't you like this years ago?
Yeah, I did. I did. Absolutely. I had it. I want to say I had it on CD, and I don't know what happened to it. But yeah, I remember I got into it on the video they had for Dirty Boulevard. He had a video for that on MTV.
Believe Boulevard. Yeah.
Right, which it's a pretty good, pretty catchy tune, and yeah,
What
it
year
was
was this? Like 90? Oh, gosh,
no,
what
this was
year
like
was this? Was
I want
this?
to say it was. Oh yeah, you're probably about right.
Oh no, it's 1989.
89. Okay.
I just remember being at your house once, or your apartment when were at your apartment over there in Grandview, and you were going on and on about this record.
That's good. Hey,
Uh-huh.
it's like I think it's like all music considers it like his, you know, look, if you're gonna
Probably
listen to
his,
one, this is the one to listen to.
it's probably his best '80s record.
Yeah, yeah.
You
No,
know,
it's good. It's definitely a good album.
yeah. So I picked that up.
Yeah. All right, that's cool. Lou Reed, you can't go wrong. Lou Reed. I mean, he's actually one I've kind of gotten into more lately. Actually,
This one though, I've listened to a couple of times, and
yeah. What do you think
I,
of it?
I like the production.
Yeah,
The band's great on it. I'm
yeah,
not
they are.
sure who's playing on it, but
Yeah,
seems like there's a
I
lot
remember
of.
the drum. For the drums, the way they like the drum tone in it is
Mhm.
really good.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound like an '80s production. It's pretty.
Sparse.
It's sparse,
Yeah,
kind of intimate. I want to say it's a bit stripped down.
I think. I
Um,
mean, you can still tell a little bit that it's 80s. I mean, but it is. It's a stripped down band.
right.
So I'm not sure how much they're going to do to it, but
I don't know. I think it's still. It doesn't sound that dated though to me. Where you got some of these '80s CDs and you sit there and go, "Holy God!"
yeah. Whoa, yeah. Way
Oh,
over.
ouch!
Yeah.
You know.
No, I remember that album. I remember that was my entry to Lou Reed. I was like, "Ooh, he's angry. He's
Yeah.
he, you know, he
Yeah.
very opinionated and yeah, a statue of bigotry. I think he uses that line a couple times on that album, which I
I
just
mean,
think is yeah,
why wouldn't you?
yeah.
I
I
mean, for
know
God's
he's
sakes,
got something to say. That's
he's got something to say, and I
yeah,
appreciate that.
exactly.
All right, what else you got?
All right. I don't think this is another necessarily rare find
I
either.
don't know. Doesn't matter.
Annie Lennox,
Oh,
Medusa. Have you familiar at
I
all with this one?
well, I'm familiar with her, but I
This
haven't heard any of her solo stuff.
no. This
I,
is that. This is like the second one. It came out. Her first one, Diva, came out. I think it won. It got all kinds of accolades. Actually, if I saw
is that
Diva,
like early '90s, maybe?
yeah, right after she broke up with the Eurythmics broke up. But this is actually her second one after Diva, which she got all sort of accolades. This is all covers, which is interesting. Kind of a wide array of stuff like um, Al Green, Procol Harum, uh, uh, The Clash. Um, it's interesting. I think it got some criticism that it was kind of all over the place,
Mhm.
in terms of the covers and maybe it's one photo, and some of them just don't work, which I guess I kind of agree with. Like the Train in Vain from The Clash, she kind of
Yeah.
puts like this. It's like an 80s synthesizer, new wave kind of gloss over all the songs. Like the other one I think that doesn't work is that Take Me to the River, Al Green song, the Talking Heads.
I think I've heard that before.
The Annie Lennox version of
I
that.
think they gave that when that came out.
I don't think that one works.
I think they were giving that some airplay.
Really.
Maybe I could be wrong.
There's definitely
Shit,
songs
I
on
don't know.
here that got some airplay, but yeah, and they're like, but yeah, that one I don't think I love the Talking Heads version of that
I
song.
just don't understand why, if that's her second album, why would she do a covers album?
I don't know,
Does
but
she not write, or was it Dave Stewart writing all this stuff before?
no, I
I don't
thought they
know.
co-wrote. I thought they were co-writers. I thought.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there because I'm not sure.
Yeah. Did they like? did the Eurythmics break up because Dave and Annie got divorced, or they
I
just
don't know. Were they married?
Yes, I thought you knew that. I just found that out a little bit ago. Yeah, they were
Oh, I
married.
don't know. I
Yeah, they
don't
were
know.
married. They met in some band previous to the
Yeah,
Eurythmics.
the tourists.
Yeah, and then they decided they got together, did their own thing. So, but I don't know why she ever went off on her own though. But
Probably
you
got
know,
a divorce. That's usually what triggers it.
you're right. But for me, with Annie Lennox, that voice, that her voice is just one of those for me.
I
She
was
could
talking to one
she
of
could
the.
read the phone book to me.
I was talking to somebody. I
Think,
think it was Davy Gallagher from Scotland who's on these shows, and I mentioned something about Annie Lennox. How I don't think anybody even pays attention to her anymore. I mean, you used to see Rhythmic CDs out there. I never hardly see any Rhythmic stuff,
mm-mm.
at least in Central Ohio. I can't speak for other places, but the other thing is you never hardly see any of her stuff, or she's never mentioned. And he said that over in where he's in Scotland, but over there in
But they were huge.
UK, she's big
Yeah, huge. Right. I
still.
think she's still at. Yeah, exactly. I think she might still be touring. I don't know, but yeah, she's still definitely big over there. I don't still think the Eurythmics and Annie solo just ever really were that big here, right? I mean,
Well, Would I Lie to You was a big single.
yeah.
I
I
mean, they
mean,
had big hits.
yeah. I just don't know how wide they were. I mean, I was listening to them because I was watching MTV, and they were playing they were
Mm,
all over MTV. I
yeah.
mean, their first album, they had, Sweet Dreams. I remember seeing her for the first time. That blew my little Dublin suburban mind,
Yeah, it would. That
you know.
red
Uh,
hair and
yeah,
dressed
short
like a
and
man,
right, but
It-
but it was great. I loved it though. I always liked the Eurythmic stuff, and I think that I've heard Diva before. I don't have it, but like I said, if I saw it, I'd buy it.
Did
It's
you
good.
ever
I like the
hear
songs off of
a
it.
Rhythmics in the Garden? The
No,
first album, their actual real first album.
oh no, no,
I
no.
mean, it was only available like a British import over here,
Okay,
but it's kind of different.
is it? Or is it like their
Yeah,
other
you can
stuff?
always look it up. Well, it's the Eurythmics. I don't
Right.
know why they never brought it out over here.
Yeah. No,
I
I've
don't know.
never seen
It's a
that.
little bit more experimental than I think the later stuff because they kind of went more commercial.
They did as they went along, like
I
a lot.
mean, Would I Lie to You? I mean, nothing wrong with it, but I mean, it's way different than what came before.
Oh yeah, like Sweet Dreams is extremely
Like
experimental for that.
synth pop almost, or
Right.
I don't know, Kraftwerk meets, or it's kind of like Human League. I don't know. I'm not sure how to classify the
I think it's
Eurythmics.
like a lot of those bands, back then where they start off experimental, they get a little bit of publicity, and then they
Hmm.
start selling a little bit. But then, like the record companies are like, it's about to hit, it's about to hit. And I think so many of them just get pressure to go that more mainstream,
Hmm.
route. And I think a lot of bands kind of lose that sense of experimentation sometimes. And they
Hmm.
don't all do it. I don't. It just seems a lot of them sort of succumb to it sometimes. I think the Eurythmics maybe were probably guilty of that a little bit.
Yeah, but I need to get. I've got some on vinyl, but I don't have any CDs. Eurythmic stuff. I just never see it. Every
I,
now and again, that one blue album that's got "Would I Lie to You" on it. Whatever.
yeah,
I can't think of what it's called, but that photo of you know Dave on the cover or Annie, one of it. I
yeah,
don't know,
I've seen it. Yeah.
like 1985. Yeah,
I think it's just about her voice. That voice is great.
this wasn't a cheapie bin find, but this is something I never ever see. I mean, it was $5. That's it's not a cheapie bin, but it's fine. I don't give a crap. Um, I've got all the ELO stuff,
Hmm.
but I never ever bought this.
I never see that. I've never
And
seen.
this is the the original Epic. Well, I'm sorry. Was this on Epic or was this Jet or what was this on? Looks like it's just CBS at this point. That Jet period Epic. Hard to say what
What was
ELO
going on.
was on, but this
Right.
was like the original one that came out. And
What
I
year
know,
was that?
I think this is '86.
Was it?
I mean, I don't think this was a great record by any means.
I
But
don't think. I mean, they never did. They ever anything release anything off of that? I don't.
yeah, it had a single. It was "Calling America."
Oh, Calling America was on that one. Okay,
Mhm.
all right, I know that one.
But by this time, they didn't have any orchestra. It was down to Bev and
Oh
Jeff
yeah,
Lynne.
right, right.
I mean, I haven't listened to it, but I thought, holy crap, I never see this record.
I think Jeff Lynne writing though. It's got to
Oh,
be.
wait a minute, I take it back. It's Bev, Richard Tandy, and Jeff.
Yeah,
Jeff and his short haircut.
yeah, yeah.
But who produces Smack? Produced it. I don't know. I have to listen to it. It's probably, I don't know. It might sound very 80s. I don't know.
It probably does, but you still got
But,
Jeff Lynne writing though. So
and yeah, I'm sure it sounds like Jeff Lynne all over it. So it probably
exactly
doesn't
all
much
over
matter.
everything he touches. You always can tell when Jeff Lynne touches something.
So I guess that was worth $5. I don't know.
Oh
Now
yeah.
I've got all of it now.
Oh, okay. You're complete now, right?
I'm complete.
All right.
And the funny thing was it's got a yellow spine.
Yeah, I have never seen. I don't think I've ever seen that. Looking around,
No, that's why I bought it because I
I'm
thought
not sure I would have recognized it after all these
I
years.
thought it was too weird not to buy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I love yellow, so what can I say?
Oh, I do too. I've got most of their stuff on vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Sweet Period I consider on vinyl, right? All right. Well, this one actually I don't see that much out there, but always got to take a chance on.
Oh, you
Crowded.
didn't have that already?
No, no.
No. That's that's Woodface. My favorites, what's the second album called? Oh crap.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Is that the one where they're like he looks like he's like the one guy's flying in the background, like looks like an imitation of a painting, I think.
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I love the second album's my favorite. And actually I think that one's my second
This one's real good.
favorite
I like this album a lot. The one I had before, all I've had a Crowded House.
Alone Together. Or
Together
Alone
Alone was after this one.
Yeah, that's a
It was
good
like
record.
I think Together Alone was like their fourth one, maybe.
Uh-huh.
That's the one I had in college that I listened to all the time.
Yeah, that's great.
I really, really like Together Alone. And then and I had their greatest hits. But yeah, so I came across this for a couple bucks, Woodface, and definitely I like the Finn brothers. I think this is actually, they said, I always get them confused, Neil and Tim Finn. Which one? This was like the younger brothers band.
Yeah, that's Neil's band. Tim started Split Ends.
Split Ends, but Neil was in Split Ends with them for a while.
That album, just one record.
Well, that's Split Ends, but Crowded
House.
House.
No. Right? I mean Crowded House. He was only
the older brother. Yeah, he came and joined for just this album, right?
Right.
That's right. So,
but Neil was on. I don't know. I think he joined on. Oh God, he was on like 4 or 5 Split Ends albums.
Yeah, a bunch together. I just have that one.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think at the great songs on Together Alone. Oh, Nails in My Feet is great.
That whole album, to me, that's just like almost front to back. It's just a great album.
What year was that? I know this is a different record, but
that'd be like 94.
This is 93.
93, yeah.
And that one was what, 91? Is that 91? 90.
Maybe I can't read it. My eyes aren't that good anymore.
You know, if I only had it was 91. I'm looking.
Yeah, it had to be a year or two before because it was right before Together Alone.
But that one's got Chocolate Cake. It's Only Natural. Fall at Your Feet, which is great. Weather for You. God, that record is so freaking good.
It really is good all the way.
You look at the reviews. All Music gave it 4.5. Rolling Stone only gave it 3, which I don't understand what that.
Really? That doesn't make good sense.
I think it's aged really well. You used to see that quite a bit in the bins, but you never see it anymore.
Yeah, that's one that I have not seen out. that
Yeah, I
much.
don't hardly see any Crowded House.
And if I saw their first and second one, I'd scoop them up too if I saw them.
I mean, you'll see them eventually,
Yeah,
but I
I'm
mean,
sure
if
they'll
I
turn it.
see them, I'll get them. But I have not seen them. Well, you just never know.
Right, you
It's
don't.
all about timing,
Yep.
you know.
What the random music gods throw up at you.
I'm gonna throw this out, even though actually I'm gonna share this. This I got for $2, and I was on another show, Peter Kerr's Daydream Nation, where we looked at
Oh yeah,
but I found Soul Mining for $2. Have you heard this?
I've not heard that one, but I like the. I have one of theirs. Yeah, yeah. Is
um,
it good? Have you listened to it?
yeah, it's awesome. It's 1984.
Yeah,
Jesus, this is early.
yeah, yeah. That could. I don't know if that's their first. I don't know when they started. They would
I'm
have had
not
to. That
sure,
couldn't have been long before that.
but I mean, it's crappy.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
just
not the
basic.
remaster or anything. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
care.
just basic.
It sounds great, yeah, but it's very odd.
Well, they are kind of, and I think from album to album, they're kind of just very odd.
But I've got this. What's the one that came after it? And then,
I have Infected. I think that's the one I have.
yeah, Infected. That's the one we did the
Infected
show
is.
on.
I really like that album. It's really good. I've meant to listen to more of but I haven't really branched out much yet.
Then the album after that, Johnny Marr joined. Was playing
Oh, did
guitar
he?
on it.
Oh, really? After the Smiths broke up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Great
That's
stuff.
what they did. They all mixed things up, and people went to different bands, and yeah.
The funny thing is, it's hard for me to believe that this is 1984 or 1983. It doesn't sound like it. It sounds really fresh.
Well, that doesn't surprise me with they were so. I mean, they were experimental for sure,
Right.
and they didn't sort of, I think, adhere to any sort of production gimmicks of the day. I think I think they were more focused on what they were trying to do. But
Right. But it's a great record. I mean,
yeah,
I
I
would
think some of
highly
that stuff.
recommend it. I think at this point I have three of the stuff that the
The
CDs I bought for they were cheap. You don't see them that much, but
You don't.
I
No.
would highly recommend it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's another one of those bands where I think if I just saw something, I've never heard it, but I just roll across it for like, yes, I'm gonna pick it up just because they're critically acclaimed, right? I'm
Right.
sure that's good stuff.
What was the album? I guess I could look it up. What was this Johnny Marr album? Time Bomb.
Oh, he was on that. I remember when that came
That
out.
was
I
kind
think
of
that
a
was at
big,
We were at Ohio State when
yeah, that
that
was a
came
big
out.
record.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I'm
think I've
looking.
maybe is that a track on it, Time Bomb? Because that sounds like maybe I might have
No,
picked
I'm sorry, Mind Bomb.
or Mind Bomb. That's what it
It
right.
got up to 32. What did it get here in the States? It got up to, well, it wasn't that. Infected was a much more successful album than Mind Bomb. Infected got up to 89 here. Soul Mining's the first record.
Okay.
Mind Bomb's the third record, and Dusk is the fourth. And after that, Hanky Panky, Naked Self. And that's been really spotty. There's been
Right.
he hadn't really done anything, but they just kept selling less and less. Infected was the biggest seller here in the States.
Yeah, that's the one I have. It's a good album. It's real good.
And then Dusk has Johnny Marr on it too. And that got up to number 2 in the UK, but only got to 142 here in the United States.
Yeah.
I don't think that was that successful.
Yeah. Never heard it. Just right. So soundtrack, The Life Aquatic. Have you ever seen this movie? It's a Wes Craven
Well,
movie.
Griffin liked
Wes
it.
Anderson.
Griffin was into Wes Craven, not Wes
Wes
Craven,
Anderson.
Wes
Not
Anderson.
Wes Craven's the horror guy.
Yeah. Well, there's so many Wes's out there making movies.
Right. This is so you've never. But it's a Bill Murray movie.
Yeah, I know it.
It's real. It's a real quirky movie. I remember when I watched it, thinking the movie was okay. I didn't think the movie was great, but I remember the soundtrack it was really unusual. And it's really cool because it's this composer who's done other Wes Anderson movies, this Sven Lieber. He's got these compositions. They're really good, but they're just good. But David Bowie, they've got like it's kind of this hunky dory Ziggy Stardust. They got those in here, but along with that, they've got this Portuguese singer. He's like a Portuguese folk singer, and he sings these David Bowie songs from those two albums a cappella. Just him and doing this. Have you heard any of those?
No, but I saw an interview with somebody talking about it.
Yeah. He's got like 4 or 5 songs. Like he does 5 Years, Life on Mars, Rebel Rebel, Starman. Those are the I'm probably butchering his name, Sue Jorge.
I don't know.
But they're awesome. They're really good. And then they've got some Bowie tracks from the same time. And Mother's Baugh, Mark, is
Devo.
Yeah, from Devo. So there is Gut Feeling is on here, which is kind of weird. It's kind of weird in the mix.
Is it the Devo track?
Yeah, the Gut Feeling. It's the original.
The actual Devo song.
The original Gut Feeling, along with Iggy and the Stooges' Search and Destroy, which are kind of the 2 songs in this whole thing that are like a little disruptive, but they kind of work because it's such a quirky soundtrack. Mother's Baugh writes like he's got like 4 of these like little synthesizer interludes, between. They're really like super catchy. They're super short. It's kind of a fun album actually. It's strange, but I'm not like I don't have like a ton of soundtracks, but every once in a while I pick something up.
Well, I think that one would be kind of jarring. You're listening to a Portuguese singer doing Bowie, and then you jump right to Seek and Destroy. And
I think it kind of works. Somehow it, like the movie, it's quirky, but it kind of, and it's a little jarring, but it's all good. It's all good stuff. Even the Sven guys' compositions, Lebike, it all works. It kind of all works together. Yeah. So anyways, I saw that. I just kind of remembered the movie, and I thought, I remember that soundtrack being interesting, But
I guess if I'd see it, I'd pick it up.
Yeah, it's good.
And that was Cheapie?
It was like $3. That was another.
I think I saw that one day. I think
probably skipped over it. It was at Used Kids, under the table or on top of the table in that back room.
When was the last time you were at Used Kids?
That was last week. That's where
did they get that?
That's what most of this haul is from there, and a couple at Magnolia.
Did this is going off track, but did they get that other spare? They were working on to the north of the building. They were working on that area where they're going to put CDs. Did they get that done yet?
No, all the CDs are still shoved in that little side area right off the front behind the register, like on these like tables that look like they're about to collapse.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
To search through them is like aggravating and backbreaking work, right? But
I wish they'd get that together.
Yeah, there's a ton. I mean, they've got just like a million of them back there,
And they have them all along that back wall.
Yeah, but they're, of course,
by the stage, in front of the stage. And all those boxes.
No, that's where they used to have them. Now they're up behind the register. They're like in this little like side room that they never used to have open.
That's what I was talking about. They were working on that side room.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, they're in there, but
it's
not good space. I don't know if that's the ultimate plan for them, but
that was what they were going to do.
I mean, they're not organized or anything. It's just total random. Half of them are upside down. It takes some work to get through those. Or you can't get through them all. It's too many to get through.
Well, I was talking to the guy there. He said, "Oh, well, we've got a lot that we haven't even put out.
Really?
We don't have any room for it." So obviously they got that room open. I'll have to go down there and check it out.
Well, they also overstack their vinyl, in terms of in the bins and stuff. It's like sometimes it's so packed you can't even. It's hard to just look at stuff because they overstuff the bins.
A lot of that stuff's so high priced. I don't even look at it anymore.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that now. I know we've talked about it, but I like my limit kind of became like $25 for vinyl, and now it's like new pressings and stuff, 30, 35. It's just like it's gotten.
It's like back in the old days when we'd go to Used Kids. Remember we had like the Used Kids Annex, and they had all those records in
down
the
in the
back. And
basement.
we'd go
Right.
through all. They were all $1. We
Yep.
just get all
We
kinds of
just go
stuff.
down there and just grab stuff.
Those were the days, Tom.
I
Those
know it.
days are gone.
When the record
Well,
stores
there's still dollar stuff, but it's the
it's
dollars.
harder, yeah, and it's spread out more, and but we're lucky here in Columbus. We've got there's some other stores.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
you go to Cincinnati though, man. It's just
Well,
like
I heard you saying that on one of the shows, and I was like, I have not been taking advantage of that. Tommy and now Alex is down there. As a matter of fact, we're taking him back in a week or so. But that's what you said. The only one place I've been to down there is Moles on campus. It was all right. It was more vinyl focused, but like you, I'm more CD focused now, just because.
Good place to go is Shake It Up.
Okay.
It's close to. It's not on campus, thank God. It's close though. I mean, it's that's worth going to, and there's a whole bunch of them that are good.
Yeah,
that's the one that I always go to though.
I'll check that
and
out.
The half price books down there are just absolutely awesome.
Oh, okay.
Tons of used stuff, shitloads.
Really? Yeah, I have not been taking good enough advantage of that opportunity.
Well, you're down there for a different reason. Taking the kid
no.
back or whatever.
If it had popped into my head, I've been thinking more about it. I would have been like, see you, Beck. I'm going to go check
Beck,
out.
you got this covered.
No, the trick is I just have to schedule more time, not just go down there, do stuff with just, Alex or whatever, and then head back. I just have to allow myself some more time.
Whenever I go see Claire, I always plan appropriately.
That's my mistake.
So one that I got that I already had told you about was the 1980 album from ABBA, Super Trooper. That I got for $5.99. That's the original Atlantic CD.
Yep. They're second to their last album.
But you never see it.
No. Look, that's the.
And
that's
if you get on Discogs, it's expensive.
Is it? I never look for it because I already have it. But
yeah, but I'm just saying the Atlantic CD, because what other? I don't remember any of the ABBA stuff ever coming out on Atlantic here on CD in the States.
No, I have it all, like my stuff was always on vinyl for ABBA, except for the box set. I do have the CD box set.
But I listened to this.
What'd you think?
I think it's quite good.
Great album. It's a really good album. Yeah. Their last two albums, that one and then their last one, well, I say the last, it's not their last anymore. The last before they retired.
Right.
Visitors, that album is really, really good too.
The Visitors came out, I thought, wait a minute. The Visitors was after Super Trooper?
Yep. That was the one right before the band kind of.
What's the album cover look like?
It's got like them in a room like this, like really fancy. It looks like an English manor room, and they're all dressed up.
I got that confused. I thought that's what this was.
I'll
be damned.
They're both. They're both great albums. I had them both as a kid, right when they were released. That's like right when I was getting into ABBA as a little kid.
I thought the Visitor came out on Atlantic too.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I was surprised to see it, and it was only $5.99.
Absolutely.
And of course, no one probably cares about ABBA, but
some people do. It's you find your fans here and there.
Well, it's really a fine production, and I'm not sure what the hit was on here. Was it Super Trooper
or? Is Winter Takes It All? Is that?
Yes, Winter Takes It All's on here.
That was definitely one of the hits off of that. I think it was Chiquitita. No, that's an older one.
Oh no. Lay All Your Love on Me. Was that a hit?
That sounds like that's like their club dance kind of song off that album. It sounds very Euro club. That's a good one. The one that's I always liked. Slipping Through My Fingers, that one, that's a really good one. I think it's about, I'm not sure if it's on the singing about her daughter, but yeah, it's a good song.
I'm assuming this came out just by the way it looks, must have come out in the 80s. It's got that spine like, well, no, it doesn't show up, but that's red spine, the red text.
Yeah.
I think that was an 80s thing.
Yeah.
All right, what you got?
That's a good find. No, that's a good find.
Well, I know. It's definitely worth $5.99.
I'll always do ABBA. Now, have you heard of these guys?
Yeah, I've got that.
Do you have this one? I've never had this one. I have the one I've had since college, kind of like the Cranberries,
The
is
second
that
album.
the people who grin themselves to death. Is that second one, right?
It's kind of
Um,
reddish cover.
yeah, and I've
Yeah.
always loved that album. I've always loved. I just Brit pop. The Jangly
No, I
Brothers.
know.
Paul Heaton, I think is his name.
That's
Also was in
80s
the
though.
Beautiful
That
South.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the beautiful. I have like the Beautiful South's greatest hits. The band he was in after the House Martins.
Yeah,
But
I don't have
I
that.
think this one actually got higher reviews, at least on All Music, than People. But they both scored
Gosh,
well. But
what was the hit off of that? Oh
off of which, this
man.
one or
House Martins.
this
They
though
play
album
it
is
every now and then if you would listen to, like CD 101 or whatever.
really. I don't remember ever hearing House Martins on the
Oh,
radio
I've heard it.
back in
That
the day.
came out in 1986. The one
This
that
one
they
did,
would,
yeah.
yeah, the song that they would play I think it was Happy Hour.
Oh, I do think I saw that might have been a hit off of it. Yeah.
You look at the
First
reviews,
one, the first track.
All Music gave it 4.5. Robert Christgau gave it an A-. Q gave it 3. Rolling Stone gave it 4. It gets good
It's a
reviews all over.
great album. It's
It's a
just as
great
good as
record.
People Grin Themselves. I think both albums are just. Is that the only two they did? They ever do a third?
That's it. Well, no, they did one in 8. Wait a minute. There's one called. No, they only did the 2, and then they had a post-breakup album called Now That's What I Call Quite Good that came out in 1988. So it's just the best of.
Oh, it was a compilation thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So, well, I guess my House Martins collection is complete now.
It is.
So, right.
But yeah, they only did the 2, and both of them get great reviews.
Yeah, they're really, really great albums. Yeah, this one I was not disappointed. I just saw it, and I don't. This is not one actually. I think if I'd seen it before, I would have gotten it.
Right.
But yeah, so I thought that was a nice little find.
That's excellent. Well, this I'm going to share these because I don't know what I think of these, but there's going to be a series on the channel where I'm doing it with Peter Jones, where we're going through the Heart catalog. Peter chose 6, I chose 6, and we put a greatest hits record from everything from 1975 to 1980. The next period is going from 81 till 93.
Yeah.
Well,
They definitely sounded different in that period.
they did.
Right.
I'm going to just show both of these because they're, at this point, what they were cranking out in like 1987, and this is 93. I'm just going to show these as a double because it's all this kind of commercial schlop.
Right. They are like another one of those bands like we were talking about.
Right.
I think the industry pushed it, especially being women,
I mean, look, what's going on here?
That's not.
This looks like the back cover of a Bauhaus. This looks like a back cover of a Bauhaus album. I'm not sure what is happening here.
Right. It looks like Dead or Alive.
But I played this, and then of course I immediately recognized Who Will You Run To, Alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, those were played all the time.
There's probably
40.
more on here, but I don't remember.
I'm sure there is.
But it's totally front loaded.
Big production, big,
Yeah, this is Ron Nevison. Very commercial, very synthetic.
Okay. Yeah.
Just reverb and gated drums. Sounds like all the drums sound like they're being shot from cannons.
Right.
But I think it's very heavily. It's really front loaded.
Is it? Yeah.
Because by the time you get to side 2, which I believe would be where Bad Animals, You Ain't So Tough. I don't even.
I've never heard. I mean, I know the hits, off that one, and that other one you showed.
Yeah, this is 93.
Did that have anything that came off that? I don't think I've ever heard anything off that.
I haven't heard it yet. I just got it because it's part of the series, and it was $2.
Yeah.
I
imagine you have all the early stuff. I
Well,
gotta
I I do. I had some of it on vinyl. I've heard all of it before though.
say. Yeah.
But Dog and Butterfly and Little Queen and Magazine. Yeah, I've got all that stuff. I
Right.
don't have Passion Works or Private Audition. I need to get those, but
I have a couple of them on vinyl I found before vinyl was
Passion
free.
Works I don't think's too bad of a record.
I don't think I've heard that one, but
All right, show me something else.
all right, this one you're just gonna laugh. It's weird.
No, I won't.
The Prodigy. Badland, have you ever heard
Well,
this?
no, but I remember it was really big when it came
Yeah,
out. I
yeah, yeah.
know some of the songs. Were they like industrial or
They were
what?
kind of like that, right?
Techno?
Industrial to techno, but they were kind of like, in a way, maybe like how Moby, what he did for that type of dance. He
Hmm.
made it more accessible. It wasn't as loopy. It was
Hmm.
more, mainstream. Um, yeah, this is actually one that was on my my want list. It was in that uh, 1001 albums. You have to
Oh, it
listen
was.
to it. Yeah, this was in there, and I knew the hits, the smack my bitch up, which got all people worked up. That's the women's group. Yeah, that
They
they
don't like that stuff.
no, they didn't. Breathe was the other one, and then Firestarter was the other one. And so I knew those, but I'd never really heard the album. And it's I listened to it because it was on that 1001 album, and the album is like really good. And there's this other guy, I can't think of what his. I think I wrote it down.
That one's the fat of the land, right?
Yeah, Fat of the Land. That's Maxim.
1997.
Yeah, Maxim Reality. He's like this rapper. So Flint's like the one guy who looks all scary, and he does he was the voice of the hits. But this Maxim Reality, he's got a song on here, Diesel Power. I don't know how that was not a hit. It's so good. Um, but yeah, it's I mean, you know what to expect if you've heard the hits that were off of it. But it's done really well. It's not like I collect this type of music. I'm not, but it's like one of those accessible versions of it when you're feeling like something like that.
If you look at the reviews, like 5 stars
I think
across
I
the
heard
board.
after this album, like U2 and Bowie like reached out to them wanting to collaborate with them. So yeah, I mean, it people talk good things about it. It's yeah, it's definitely like industrial hard rock dance
Hmm.
synthesizer, but in your face, but it's pretty smart. I mean, it's clever enough that it's not,
I
it
think that
doesn't sound like you're at like a dance club and it's just playing droning on and on.
I think that's the only album that did anything.
Probably, I don't know. Probably the only one I need, and it was $2. I think I found it.
Smack my bitch up.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, that leads off the whole record.
yeah, that's right out. They were just like, yeah, that's like right off the bat. That's what the statement they were making. And actually, I think I read somewhere in an interview where it wasn't, of course it was taken literally by, I can't remember that women's organization,
Hmm.
but the singer was saying, no, it's really a metaphor for taking control of something, but of course people are going to take, well, I guess you could say anything. It could be whatever people want it to mean to them. But what?
We're also doing a series. We're looking at the last Boston album, Hope, Faith, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Well, this isn't that record, but I found the one, Corporate America, that came out before it.
Oh,
Oh my God. I played this.
yeah.
I think this is worse than the last album.
No way.
Have you heard this?
Uh-uh. Is it still Schultz? Is he still?
Oh yeah.
Is it?
There's
Yeah.
there he is, and then
Yeah.
there's Brad Delp, but he's not on it so much.
When did
Oh,
that one come out?
oh God, this is horrible. And they're all about help us protect life on the earth, conserve fuel,
Right.
avoid material waste,
Yeah.
learn about vegetarian living, blah blah blah. This came out in 2002.
I've never heard it, but
I got it for $2. I thought, well, maybe this might be good if we go over that. This album is absolutely hideous. How the mighty have fallen. But if you listen to anybody, they say, well, what was Third Stage? Everybody
Third
goes,
Stage.
well, I don't like anything past Third Stage. Well, no, I know. I hear you.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
exactly what I am. I
Tom,
have 3 Boston albums, the first 3 through Third Stage, and I don't have anything after that.
I don't think you need anything else.
And
But
some
now
people
I
don't
have
really
this.
like Third Stage, but I think Third Stage
No.
is a good album. It's nothing like the first 2, but it's a good album. And nothing beats the first album. I mean, Boston was a band that hit their peak out of the gate. Their best album
1976, that was it.
is their first album. That album is amazing. And it all just kind of, I like the second one and third one. They're fine.
Well, I
They're
don't
good.
think I don't hear much difference between the second one and the first one.
That's what I mean. Those two sound a lot like Third Stage. They definitely went off and,
You could take all those tracks off those first two and just jumble them
mix
up,
them
and
up. Yeah.
they
But
all
that
have the
first
same
album,
tonality.
yeah, that's a
Yeah, the
great album.
whole thing.
That's
The
a
whole thing
class.
was
That
a
is
hit.
a classic album. Boston's
Hmm.
first.
Yeah.
But yeah, nowhere to go but down, I guess.
Well, corporate America's not good.
Yeah. So well, I won't waste my time then, since you've already,
Unless you want
well,
to
since you've already
entertainment.
suffered.
I mean, whoever they get do their cover art's fine, but it's just mm-mm. I I don't even know. It's like Boston Light, and you
Yeah.
can hear that Boston guitar sound on there, but
But
the
there's no
songs are
fire.
all,
There's no
oh,
right,
there's no fire at all.
right,
It
right.
Whatever they had is gone. Yeah, it's
Yeah, and then
just
what? Brad Delp ended up, I think, committing
yeah.
suicide. Didn't he?
Well, probably after doing this, he probably did.
I don't
I
know the
wouldn't
end of
blame
time,
him.
but
I
yeah,
wouldn't blame him.
sad. Yeah, yeah, because he had an amazing voice when it was
Hmm.
when he used his voice right. I mean, it was like almost an instrument of its own. It was one of
Yep.
those kind of amazing '70s vocalists. Kind of just so recognizable and just
Hmm.
yeah, just
I
didn't
just
take
shake
advantage.
my
He
head.
just didn't go anywhere with it.
Oh, I know. I know.
So no,
All right.
that's
Well,
cool.
we'll go another round, and what else you got?
All right. This one I can do really fast because I was
You're
laughing
good.
earlier.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
I picked it up too. Like I said, it disappeared on me some in the past, and this one actually I came across in a record store, Bullseye Records in Milwaukee when we were just up there recently. They didn't have very many CDs, but what they had was cheap, and I was just kind of working my way down. It was like right there. Oh, there's New York. I missed this one. I don't know where it went. So yeah, we already talked
Yeah.
about that one. So I'll
Yeah.
just skip ahead. So here, I'll do another one real quick.
No, you're good. Go ahead and
So
throw
we
out a
didn't talk
couple
about
more.
that. Cheesy, I
Mhm.
know, but
Well, cheese sells.
38 special, flashback, greatest hits. I'm seeing
Oh, it's
all
classic.
it's 38 special,
I love 38 Special.
80s what arena country rock. Probably the best
Yeah.
80s arena country rock you're gonna find.
Catchy.
Very catchy.
Good
Actually,
songwriting. Good production.
if it only had off of Tour de Force, which is the only album I have of theirs.
Mhm.
There's a song on one of the Lonely Ones, which was never a hit, but I love that song. If that song were on here, this would be all 38 special I'd
I'm
ever need.
surprised that song's not on there.
Yeah, you know the song I'm talking about? It's on the side
Well,
two, but
mhm.
it's really catchy. I don't think it was ever a hit, but it's just a great song.
Is Teacher on there?
No, oh yeah, on the greatest hits, yeah, yeah. Teacher's on there. I actually had a chance to be in that movie. They filmed that over
At,
at
at
Central
Central
High, which
High.
is
Yeah.
sign out. Right. They did a casting call. I don't know how many high schools it went out to. It went out to our high school, Dublin. And I was going to go. It was like on a Saturday. I was going to
Hmm.
go, but I had to work at the retirement home. I was working at Mayfair. And I was too much of a wimp to just like
Yeah,
skip
you
out
were a good
because it was last minute.
employee.
It was real. I remember it was really last minute. Right. So I didn't do it. I could have probably been my
An
life probably
extra.
would have gone a completely different direction.
It could have. You could have been a superstar.
Could have, but yeah, teacher like Nick Nolte, Ralph
Hmm.
Macchio, Yeah, and
There's
that's a great
another.
song. Hold On Loosely, Back to Paradise, Wild Eyed Southern Boys, If I'd Been the One, Caught Up in You. That's like great.
So anyway, I want to thank Tom Fox for coming on. It was fun shooting the shit and
Yeah,
sharing
it's
stuff we
great.
got.
Thank you.
It's just fun to talk
It is
music. I don't care. It's just fun. It's what we do on this channel.
always.
So anyway, till the next time, I want to wish everybody a good evening and keep tuned in. There will be more content on the way.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks,
it.
Tom. I
All
appreciate it.
right. Talk to you later.
See ya.